Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Because a budget na a bill. Like every bill, no, it go through stages. Every BB, the first stage. I don't know yet the principles of the bill. And here I won't debate principles na no mjituma. Then the bill is referred to a committee. Committee hono and changes eba. Different amendments. So we amendments no more say they are back parliament. Say you propose to say yansisan way, yansisan wording way, yansisan clause way, yansisan paragraph way. No more jituma and then a friend third reading. To move here no ansana ya pass it. To the budget team. The first approval is on the principles of the budget.
The principles.
The principles. Then it goes to the consideration stage. It goes to the committee. Committee no be propose amendments P. And then they come back to the House. Normally consideration stage. So we consideration stage now. And no number amendments no we are the appropriation bill. So more pass the appropriation bill, not just a pass budget. And what has been approved now is the principles of the budget. And now it will come at the consideration stage.
And no man making and it was in the budget. It was part of the budget.
It is not the final approval. That's all.
Nana.
Final approval number.
And then no more approval here. Sir Ekadi, Eka budget today the parliament for approval. No. It had not been concluded. According to Minister of Finance, no, it was still being worked on by the Attorney General. So what was approved? Who now person who have a drink, who have a drink? Who wakasa baby man kabakupo? Nya who can sacrally America?
Say ni edinkuta.
Oh,
na me chair ni say.
Now crowd them no niasem. Except say nya who can doesn't change anything.
Okay.
It doesn't change anything.
So on be wie no at the appropriation stage na last stage no. All of these commitments would reflect. What they hear?
As long as we say Parliament must have approved something.
Yeah, but once you approve it, okay, what do we hear? But my point is, you see, you approve it at the first reading, but there will still be changes.
But first reading, there must be something to approve. First reading, America is the first reading. There was nothing to be approved.
No, how about the principles? Not all church human.
The principles.
Budget now we call a first reading, second reading, the TBR. It included portions of the Eka agreement. According to Finance Minister, and when he was moving for the approval of the budget the second time, Sir Eka agreement, the drafting had not been completed. The drafting had not been completed.
But because yes, I know more no.
And yes, I know more no.
Okay. From Akomea training minu na yenim no. Say principle na ba say bia aka agreement e be ni say. These are the outlines. Ain't you know say you drew baby and commodie ne ba ye de more details no ba na ya hwe no aka. Ain't you agia to say bia aka agreement no ye besesa no.
Kwame, what you are saying is not what happened.
That's what happened.
Me. Why? Objections a minority had on the budget was the Eka agreement. They had objections to that.
With the wedding.
Whatever it is, they had objections to it.
Not to the agreement, so I'm saying wedding. Yeah, maybe was necessary.
Whatever it is, they had disagreements with what was presented to Parliament. They had disagreements on the e-levy. They insisted on including a Ketasi defense project in the budget and other things. They had 6 things, 6 items, 6. Okay. Now, in moving for the acceptance of the budget statement, for its approval, Finance Minister Kache Parliament said the portions on the Eka agreement were being redrafted by the Attorney General. So what did they approve? The redrafted version. the old version or what? That's the question I'm asking.
And that's the question I'm asking. No, do they tell you?
Nah, what the money?
Kwame, say almost debated at the first reading. Obi krabet me aka say. Budget no, me just principles no too. Now so the portion on acres no, where they no send no, anyway. Any mra way and as any standing order way and as any other paper way and bobra until do consideration stage now the amendment beba. So people make general comments, they state their disagreement,
but there must be something to be approved before it goes for consideration.
The statement is before you approve the principles. That's the first
there
reading.
Must be something to be approved before it goes to the
for 60 years. So I know how it's that.
And I'll say the principle.
Do appropriation stage.
You almost call for approval, no? And almost send the court attorney general for amendment, no?
Those amendments will come at the consideration stage. Crazy. Consideration stage. All those amendments will come. And the other class. Oh, they say it. I bet you another 2 weeks you see.
You call parliament for approval. Finance minister
at the court.
And no one can say the by parliament for approval. No. Portions of it were being redrafted
because it will come for the consideration stage.
In the amendment stage. That's what happens. That's what happens. There will be an amendment stage.
Is it what happens or what happened?
That is what happens.
I say what? That's what happens there.
Me have sat in this thing for donkey years. That's what happens every year.
Kwame. No problem.
You can't amend a bill at the first reading.
I am not saying
you can't do that. You can signal your amendment.
First reading, amendment to be uncle.
Yeah.
So they approve a whole document.
Yes.
And in the Attorney General, it was contributing to developing that whole document, which would be
the amendment will come at the amendment stage.
Amendment stage, Attorney General or Obi. Attorney General, member of Parliament.
Wait, crazy. Interesting. Say minority Adam Kumane Hono. Then what did they reject?
Pardon?
Then what did they reject?
They rejected the budget statement which was presented to Parliament. On account of their disagreements on the contents relating to the acre deal. That was one. On the basis of their rejection of e-levy. That was another one. On the basis of the non-inclusion of a budgetary allocation for Kitasi Defense Project and others, 3 others. On that basis. Now,
and what did the majority approve?
And let me be saying, minima kamin bisa. Minima kamin bisa. Enti, again, no more approve here. Ni Attorney General Gusu drafting na one way, no more approve here. Now say that Finance Minister Dubai no more approve here. This is the basic question I'm asking.
And I made sure of say, now Attorney General drafting, it will be factored in at the consideration stage. That is where amendments come. Into approval, no more. It's not a final approval. It's an approval of the principles. But if I don't be quite like I said, but when you way into do amendment stage now, I'll bring amendments.
Something must go to Parliament for approval. That's something which must go to Parliament for approval. According to Finance Minister, it is still being worked on.
No, not some aspects of it. Not the whole document is about 500 pages.
Aspects of it are being worked on. Is the document not being worked on?
And the one is worked on, it will come at the consideration. Oh, they say I mean, we will see.
Kwesi, me nye MP da.
Yes, sir.
But me fan say me ton me car. Obeto osin ayin. Ya agree say me ton obeto. Afi saying that's the next stage.
That is not the issue at stake. That is what is at stake cannot be reduced to your selling your car.
Is it not? No, but it's
it cannot be reduced to your selling your car.
Because any procedural. Any procedural. Send an Akomea procedure. Into first procedure and say diaba. Yajiatum. Second procedure.
The statement.
Statement, no.
Statement, no, so now it is still being drafted.
But it
don't you understand? Why are you making me so tired? Of a very simple matter. Simple matter.
But the budget as it's a 500 page.
The whole plane. Statement no odi ba for approval no onu amu no be catch us say statement nyanya ready.
Okay, my question
now so what are you approving?
You've approved the budget as it is.
Budget now it is still being drafted.
The draft will come in 3 stages. First reading. Unim said there's first reading.
Yes,
there's second reading. There's third reading before the final approval. Now the statement as presented, it would not be amended. And those changes, will come at the third reading, which is the consideration. I know you have the maze, you chair maze, and then they do amendments. That's what happens every year. In the final approval, I can say what has been approved.
Wo and wo catch and miss me G2 so parliament why you be paying.
Yes, or G2. That's the reality.
Yes, reality.
Okay, so G2 is like it's your belief.
I am not.
It is a reality.
I'm saying that I'm not challenging that.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Now listen. Second stage, you need third stage in here. What happens?
Amendments.
It is amendment raised as a result of the debate on the document so approved in the first instance.
Yes.
Now I'm saying, that document which is approved in the first instance itself is under construction.
It is not under construction.
And then you decide
because the finance minister is not going to reissue a new statement. No. So those changes being proposed will be done at the consideration stage. So it has been approved.
The draft which is being done by the Attorney General outside Parliament.
It will be brought to Parliament. It will be brought to Parliament.
So the original document, I'm not sure. Because when you say such statement near the call Parliament for approval, and no, and a finance minister can say it is still being drafted. Portions of it are still being drafted. So the legitimate question is, what was approved?
The budget.
Which one?
Which one? Was it missing those portions?
The portion wasn't even there.
So it will be reintroduced.
It was being redrafted by the Attorney General. So
redrafted means there's original draft. Yeah, it's just original draft. And there are going to be changes. The changes is the redraft. Now the changes, okay, my point I'm making is the approval is not final. It's the first reading. The second reading is the debate on the principles.
The first reading must be based on a whole document which has been finalized.
Yes.
Not a document which is still being drafted.
Are you going to challenge the second statement, Baba? Is that what he told you?
Told me.
Did you get the impression that he's going to reissue a second budget statement?
May who be that?
That's not what's going to happen.
Whether he's going to reissue a second budget statement or not, or no, on the floor of Parliament we are hearing portions of that document which is to be approved, they are still in draft.
So the approval will still go ahead.
So you are approving a draft.
The principles.
You are approving a draft.
Every bill is a draft until it's finalized.
No.
It is not. Why is it called a bill?
No.
Why is it called a bill?
No.
Every bill is a draft.
It's
only when it's gone through the third reading and approved it becomes a law.
When the finance minister presents the budget statement, he is not presenting his draft. He's presenting his final document. It's a draft because Parliament has not approved it yet.
Yes.
So as far as Parliament is concerned, they are going to work on it to provide the final document.
Yeah.
In this particular instance, the finance minister is saying, I am presenting my draft which has not been finished.
But it's in the budget. It's in the statement.
Is that the procedure? Is that what has to be done?
It will be done at the third reading. You watch what will happen in the next 2 weeks.
It's not what will happen.
Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.